Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to ChasingCinema.com's official YouTube channel. I'm your host, Jacob Toronto, and today I'm bringing you some kind of random weird movie news. Especially if you've never heard of this project before, it's going to sound really weird, but that's okay. Today I'm talking about Robert Downey Jr.'s Pinocchio movie. Robert Downey Jr. has actually been developing this Pinocchio project for actually some time. It's kind of just been in development and talked about. Nothing really has come from it, but today I have really interesting news. If you think that news is weird and random and interesting, check this out. Genius Paul Thomas Anderson, PTA himself, has stepped in to write the new draft for Robert Downey Jr.'s Pinocchio. The two have wanted to work together for some time, actually. Robert Downey Jr. is actually at one point attached to Inherent Vice, and I believe he had to drop out to schedule conflicts to Avengers Age of Ultron. I think that just didn't work out, so the two never got to work together. And, you know, this whole live-action Disney story adaptation thing is really big right now. I mean, they're making a Dumbo live-action movie. Yeah, that's right. How, I don't know. They're making a Winnie the Pooh one, or at least they're talking about it. They're doing a Beauty and the Beast. You know, we've seen Cinderella. We've seen Maleficent. A lot of things. And they're finding pretty good success. I am like a lot of people, I guess, was not crazy about Cinderella. I think Maleficent was kind of cool, but I mean, I'm not too keen on all these live action adaptations. However, you tell me Robert Downey Jr., who I'm actually a really big fan of, and one of my favorite Disney movies, Pinocchio, I'm all about it. I'm ready to watch, and I'm like, I'm in. And then when you tell me PTA is possibly writing it, I'm like, oh, dude, I'm so in. But you know what's even cooler is that there's actually even talk of him directing it too, which makes me go, what? I mean, it sounds like a really, really fun project. Something very, very interesting. From what I've been hearing, this movie is being developed at Warner Brothers, and Robert Downey Jr. does have interest in playing Geppetto. So all these things in mind, I'm just like, what's going on? This sounds just like it sounds like such an interesting choice for a director or a star such as Robert Downey Jr. to be like, man, I really want to make a Pinocchio movie. I don't know if everyone else kind of finds it just random. I don't think it's weird. I don't think I just think it's random. It's like, oh, okay, that's kind of just, you know, an odd choice. But I'm assuming that a lot of this was influenced because of Maleficent and Cinderella and Snow White and the Huntsman. And here's the thing. There actually is going to be a live-action Pinocchio from Disney. Disney's already developing this project. So we'll have opposing Pinocchios. Two different Pinocchios facing off. Possibly around the same time. So I hope this movie gets made because out of pretty much anything I talked about today, this is by far the most interesting. Well, actually, I talked about the Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman cover on Entertainment Weekly and all the images that the EW revealed. That was pretty cool. So you could check out and watch that video on our YouTube page. But this is pretty cool, right, guys? Like, I mean, what? Robert Downey Jr. is developing a Pinocchio movie with Paul Thomas Anderson. I think that some people read that and it just doesn't even comprehend in their mind because of just how random that sounds. But anyway, I'm all for it. I absolutely love the story of Pinocchio. I love Robert Downey Jr. and I absolutely love Paul Thomas Anderson. Though I will say I wasn't one of the major fanatics of Inherent Vice. I did not like it, but I definitely wasn't like, oh man, Paul Thomas Anderson's at the cream of his crop or anything like that. But this movie of him, you know, writing a draft and possibly directing, mind you, is really interesting, and I think probably the most fun movie news that I've heard all day. So, ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts on this very, very strange collaboration? Let me know down here in the comment sections below. You could yell at me if I think it's just too strange, or just too random. But nonetheless, let me know down here in the comment sections below. The reason why I created Chasing Cinema is to have this dialogue. I make these videos for you guys, and I want to hear your feedback. Let me know down here in the comment sections below what your thoughts are. Also, make sure to give me a thumbs up, hit that like button, and if you really, really want to do me a big favor, share my website and this YouTube channel with your friends and loved ones. because there's no greater compliment you could give us than telling people about us, because that means you really, really enjoy what we're doing here. And that's always really, really nice to see. Last but not least, guys, like I said, I'm covering the Batman vs. Superman article. You could check that out on our YouTube page. I also talked about Deadpool, the Steve Jobs trailer, the London Has Fallen trailer, and much, much more. And I do it every day. I mean, I update this YouTube channel on a daily basis with a ton of movie news, making sure you guys are always in the loop. I'm always talking about what's going on, and I would really, really appreciate it if you stay in that loop with us. If you're interested about what's going on in the world of Hollywood and Hollywood news, make sure to hit the subscribe button, because the journey we take every single day is always a blast. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I'm your host, Jacob Toronto. I greatly appreciate you paying attention and, well, not paying attention, but taking time out of your day to watch this video. So with that, I hope you return and subscribe, as well as please continue chasing cinema.